Hey gang, Steve Angeline here. I've got another great interview for you to do today, Sean. I'm with Sean Wade. Sean, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, Steve. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, my pleasure, my pleasure. So Sean is with a company called the Share Group. I first ran into the Share Group when I was participating with Brandon Mulrennan in FSBO domination. It was a great source for me to pick up leads that I was using the Share Group for absentee owners. Their leads were quality in that. I had a chance to cycle back to the Share Group about a month ago. And I ran into Sean and I told him at that time, say, hey, we need to do a little bit of interview, get you out there. So, hey, thanks for joining me today. What I'd like for you to do, Sean, can you tell the people what the Share Group is all about?
Absolutely. And thanks again for having me, Steve. Essentially, what we do at the Share Group is identifying off-market audiences that your competition isn't calling. You know, everybody and their brother are going after those FSBOs and if there are any expireds in this market, but
Yeah.
you know, not too many people know about absentee owners, you know, downsizing leads, distressed homeowners. You know, we want to get our customers in front of, you know, property owners that the competition isn't going after. You know, there's a lot of reasons why somebody may be a motivated seller. You know, with the absentee, landlords have been getting their teeth kicked in the last few years with the pandemic. You know,
Right.
if their property was vacant or if they couldn't collect a full rent, you know, chances are they're losing money on that property too. You know, and if they have some equity built up and can cash out on all-time high home values, you know, there's no better time than now. You know, similar with the downsizing leads. You know, it's an audience that, you know, is getting up there in age. They probably are going to need to move to something a little more smaller, more manageable. And you know, these are all homes that aren't being listed on your MLS, so you know your competition across the street isn't going after it.
Right. And your focus, you cover the whole country with
We do.
your leads,
Yep,
right?
we
And
are nationwide.
good. And what would you say would be like your top 4, 5, or 6 categories that you guys specialize in?
Yeah, so we mainly focus on listing opportunities for seller leads. So my number one recommendation is always those absentee owners.
Right.
My second would be those downsizers.
Right.
We have a likely to sell audience that's been doing really well, pretty similar to the downsizers, just a little expanded. You know, we run that on age, length of residence, equity in the home. I would say our divorce list has been doing pretty well. Those would be the top ones right now.
Right.
We do have some distressed homeowner leads and some bad credit leads too.
Right, right. And what I remember about, our conversations and everything like that, you have a very, very easy compensation plan that for buying these leads. Can you go over that with that briefly?
Absolutely. Yeah. Our process and pricing is pretty simple and straightforward. You know, you tell us what sort of leads you're looking for and where. Normally we're running the counts by zip code. So provide me 5 to 10 zip codes. We'll see what we have in your area. And it's just a price per record model. So there's no contracts, no recurring payments, just 20 cents a record across the board.
Right. And then if you get into a quantity, I believe it goes down from there.
Correct. Yep. So there are some volume discounts as well on lists above 5,000 records.
5,000. Great, great, very good. And basically about how much time is needed. I tell you, hey, here's my zip codes I want. I'm looking for absentee owners and that. About how long does it take you to put all those together to get them to me?
It's about 1 business day. So we can run counts pretty quickly. Once you decide what you want to start with, we'd send you over an invoice. And once that invoice is paid, the list is sent to you in a CSV format the following business day. So our data is going to include the owner name, the address. Every record's going to have a phone number, and you're also going to get emails where available, which is about 50 to 60% of the database.
Right. And is there a minimum purchase that is required on your end?
There is a $500 minimum. We want to work with serious real estate agents.
Sure.
Who value their investment, because realistically, one listing from our data is going to 10x your ROI, if not more. I've had multiple customers get double-digit listings after spending, $500 or $600. The return on investment is what we want to focus on,
Right.
which is part of the reason, there is a minimum. And at the end of the day, it is a numbers game too.
Right.
Just because you're calling one person doesn't mean you're going to get that listing. I think everybody watching this probably knows that, or mailing somebody, that doesn't mean they're going to get back to you. So it is a numbers game. You're going to need a decent amount of people to reach out to. And, we work with those serious real estate agents only.
Yeah, and if my math is correct off the top of my head, if you're talking 20 cents a lead and your minimum's 500, you're going to get 2,500 leads,
Exactly, yep.
at the minimum, and that's a great place to start to try to get people's feet wet and jump into it. Sean, I really appreciate it. I appreciate you jumping on with me right now, and I really enjoyed listening to you. A month ago at the conference that we were together, there was an interesting statistic there about downsizers. You talked, if I remember correctly, right now, about 1/6 of all the listings is downsizers, if I remember that correctly. Is that right?
Yep.
And what was that going to go to in about 2 or 3 years?
I believe it's going to about 1/4.
Right. Yeah. That's kind of the number that stuck in my mind. I know that there's roughly about 6 million listings a year. And to think about that in an 18 to 24 month period, that's going to be 25% of all the listings are going to be downsizers. Okay. I'm 65 years old. Yeah, I fall into that category now, right? So I get it. I'm a statistic. So no, I better that than a probate, right?
Yeah, much better.
But no, I appreciate it. Sean, thank you very much for joining me. So the folks, if they want to get in touch with you, you're the director of sales at the Share Group. Website is thesharegroup.com, correct?
Not quite. So it's
Okay.
theshare.group. So no .com. So it's just theshare.group.
Gotcha. Okay. So theshare.group is the website. And your direct phone number, if I have it correctly, is 402 979 2561.
Exactly. Yep.
Gotcha. So again, the website is theshare.group on there. And again, Sean's number is 402 979 2561. Is there also an email that somebody could contact you directly through?
Absolutely. So my direct email is just Sean, that's spelled SEAN at theshare.group. So feel free to email me. There's also a contact me form on our website that you can fill out, put what sort of leads you're interested in, provide us some zip codes, and me or one of our other sales reps will reach out with some counts and kind of get that ball rolling.
Very good. Sean, thanks very much for joining me. I appreciate you doing this. I appreciate the value that you bring to real estate agents. You got a great program out there. I can vouch for it. I've used it. It's gotten me some listings. Definitely made a lot more money than what I spent on it, which is always good. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day, and I appreciate your time.
Thanks, Steve. You too. Take care.
Gotcha.